Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking an in-depth look into the Pop! OS 2404, the latest release from the System 76. This version has been one of the most anticipated Linux releases in quite some time, and for good reasons. If you have followed Linux desktop development over the years, then you probably already know that Pop! OS has earned a reputation for being one of the most polished and user-friendly Linux distribution available. It's a distro that consistently focuses on real-world usability, offering thoughtful features that genuinely improve the desktop experience rather than simply adding functionality for the sake of. Features like automatic window tiling, powerful workspace management, intuitive keyboard shortcuts, smooth navigation, and a launcher that puts everything you need just a stroke away. It's a distribution that feels like it was designed by people who actually use Linux on the primary machines every single day. Instead of making incremental improvements, they decided to build an entirely new desktop environment from the ground. The star of the release is Cosmic, a completely new desktop environment developed by System 76 themselves. Rather than continuing to build on top of GNOME, they have created their own desktop experience designed specifically around productivity, customization, and performance. Let's dive in and see what Pop! OS 2404 has to offer. Before we jump into the desktop experience itself, let's take a quick look at the installation process. While the desktop environment has undergone a massive transformation, the installer itself follows the straightforward and user-friendly approach that Pop! OS users have come to expect. Getting started is simple. You will first download the appropriate ISO file from the official website and write it to the USB flash drive using your preferred imaging tool. Once you have booted from that USB drive, the system loads into the live environment. The installation wizard itself is refreshingly uncomplicated. You are guided through a series of straightforward questions regarding the language preferences, storage configuration, user account creation, and system settings. There aren't dozens of confusing screens or advanced options thrown at you unnecessarily. Instead, the process is designed to get you up and running quickly without sacrificing flexibility for users who need an additional control. One thing I continue to appreciate Pop! OS is that the project understands the importance of first impressions. A complicated installation process can discourage newcomers, but here everything feels approachable and well thought of. And here we are. What you are looking at is a fresh installation of Pop! OS 2404 running the new Cosmic desktop. This is the centerpiece of the entire release and arguably the biggest change Pop! OS has seen in years. At the first glance, the desktop feels clean, modern, and surprisingly familiar. Existing Pop! OS users will immediately recognize many workflow concepts, while newcomers should find this layout easy to understand. One of the first things you will notice is the Cosmic uses a dual panel layout. At the top of the screen, you will find a traditional panel that houses workspace control, application access, system information, and quick settings. At the bottom, there is a dock that provides access to favorite applications as well as any currently running programs. The overall design strikes a nice balance between functionality and simplicity. Everything important is easily accessible without making the desktop feel cluttered. One of the first visual elements you will notice while using Cosmic is the colored outline that appears around the currently active window. At first glance, it might seem like a minor design choice, but it's actually a very practical feature, especially if you are working with multiple windows or using tiling mode. Whenever a window is selected, Cosmic clearly highlights it with a colored border, making it immediately obvious which application currently has focus. This becomes particularly useful when several windows are displayed side by side and you are navigating primarily with the keyboard. For example, if you have a terminal, web browser, and file manager open simultaneously, you can switch between them using keyboard shortcuts. The active window indicator makes it easy to see exactly where your keyboard input is going at any given moment. The desktop also includes density settings that control how compact or spacious interface elements appear. Users working on smaller displays may appreciate the compact mode, while those who prefer larger controls can opt for more comfortable layout. Important thing here is flexibility. Rather than forcing everyone into single design philosophy, Cosmic gives users meaningful control over how their desktop looks and behaves. After spending time with Pop! OS 2404 and exploring the Cosmic desktop in depth, I can confidently say that this release has been worth the wait. System 76 set out to accomplish something incredibly ambitious. Instead of continuing to build upon an existing desktop environment, they choose to create their own. That's a risky decision because developing an environment from scratch requires enormous amount of engineering effort, design work, testing, and long-term maintenance. Many projects attempt it, very few successfully deliver a polished result. Cosmic feels like one of those successes, which impresses me most just than the Cosmic exists. It's how complete it already feels. The desktop is fast, it's responsive, it's thoughtfully designed, it offers an excellent customization options, and perhaps more importantly, it provides practical productivity features that genuinely improves the user experience. Whether it's dynamic workspaces, integrated tiling, keyboard-driven navigation, launcher functionality, or extensive customization options, everything feels cohesive and purposeful. Nothing appears to be included simply for marketing purposes. The desktop successfully combines modern design principles with efficiency-focused workflow, a way that feels both approachable and powerful. For newcomers to Linux, Pop! OS continues to be one of the easiest recommendations available. For experienced Linux users, there are more than enough flexibility and functionality here to keep things interesting. And for existing Pop! OS users, this release represents a major milestone in the evolution of project. Quite simply, Pop! OS is no longer just a customized GNOME distribution. It has developed its own identity. Cosmic gives the project a unique direction, and based on what I've seen here, that direction looks very promising. I have absolutely no hesitation recommending Pop! OS 2404 to anyone looking for a modern, polished, productive focused Linux desktop. This is an excellent release and one that showcases how far a Linux desktop has come. Window tiling has long been one of the Pop! OS strongest productivity feature, and Cosmic continues that tradition. We will take a much deeper look into the tiling shortly, but for now, it's worth noting that the functionality is integrated directly into the desktop rather than feeling it like an add-on or an extension. Everything so far feels incredibly cohesive. Rather than assembling features from various sources, Cosmic feels like a desktop environment where every component was designed to work together from the beginning itself. That's something you notice immediately when spending time with it. And we are only scratching the surface. In the next section, we will dive deeper into the customization options, active window highlighting, tiling behavior, dock management, panel configuration, and many of the small details that help Cosmic stand out from the other desktop environments. But where Cosmic really shines is its launcher. Simply press the super key and streamlined search interface appears instantly. From there, you can begin typing the name of the application and result appears immediately. This workflow is incredibly efficient because it minimizes mouse movements and allows you to launch software almost entirely from the keyboard. Power users will especially appreciate this feature like shortcut-based launching, where pressing Ctrl plus a number key can instantly open one of the top search results. Clicking the Workspace button reveals your available workspaces along the left side of the screen. By default, you will start with a single workspace, but Cosmic uses dynamic workspaces, meaning additional workspaces are automatically created as your workflow expands. For example, if you open an application in your current workspace, Cosmic automatically provides an additional empty space. This ensures that there's always room available for next tasks and projects. It's a small feature, but it contributes significantly to keep your desktop organized. You might dedicate one workspace to web browsing, another to programming, and a third to communication tools. Rather than having everything stacked into a single desktop, Cosmic encourages a cleaner and more focused workflow. Now moving across the top panel, we also have the date and time section. Clicking it reveals the calendar view, giving you quick access to scheduling information without opening a dedicated application. Besides that, there are system control tools which provide options for shutting down, restarting, suspending, or logging out of the system. You will also find useful keyboard shortcut references here, which is thoughtful addition because Cosmic places significant emphasis on keyboard-driven navigation too. In fact, keyboard users are likely to feel particularly comfortable in this environment. Many actions can be performed without even touching the mouse, making navigation extremely efficient once you become familiar with the available shortcuts. Continuing along the panel, we find the Notification Center too. The notifications are displayed here along with convenient Do Not Disturb toggle for those moments when you need to focus without interruptions. Next comes the networking controls, which provide quick access to Wi-Fi configuration and connection management. The interface is clean and intuitive, making it easy to connect to available wireless networks or adjust network settings when necessary. We also have Bluetooth controls, audio settings, and perhaps one of the most important features in the Cosmic, the tiling control.
Press the backs of our hands together. It's still wet, so the ink should transfer. Meet me at the side door. We'll sneak on to
And there you have it. We have taken a detailed look at Pop! OS 2404, explored the brand new Cosmic Desktop, examined its features, customization options, workflow improvements. Overall, I think System 76 has delivered something genuinely impressive here. Cosmic feels like a mature desktop environment right from the start, and Pop! OS continues to stand out as one of the most polished Linux distributions available today. But as always, I would love to hear what you think. Have you already tried Pop! OS 2404? What are your thoughts on the Cosmic Desktop? Are you planning to switch? Or are you sticking with the current Linux distribution? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you found this review helpful, don't forget to leave a like. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support.